Hey, 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 welcome, Flosstube friends, to another episode of 310 Stitcher. I am Jade, I'm the 310 Stitcher. Today, I have another offering for you. Today is Flosstube number 9. It is November 1st, so happy Halloween to all who celebrated. Um, we didn't have we didn't get a single child come to the door this year, which was the most odd thing ever. It was almost like a pandemic Halloween for us. Mind you, it was quite cold, so I'm sure that had something to do with it. But anyway, it's too bad. My husband was all dressed up as Elvis and looking forward to um, scaring some of the kids at the at the door. So he didn't get to do that. That's okay. So let's get going. It's been a few weeks since my last floss tube, and I had mentioned that that would be the case at my last floss tube. I had family, specifically my mother, come over from Europe and spend some time with me. So I did not have a whole lot of either stitchy time or time to film for that matter. So I have several projects to show you today, and we might as well just get started. I'll do a real life update at the end. I'll also show a couple of knitting and crocheting things. I'll do that at the very end for those who are not interested in that and are only interested in the cross stitch. Before we get going, I would really love it if you like what you see, if you click that like button and the subscribe button. That would be absolutely fantastic, and you can click the little notification bell to be notified when I do post a new video. But obviously, you do you. You don't have to do anything. I am very thankful that you're here visiting with me, spending some of your precious time with me. So thank you. Welcome back to all of you. Okay, so I'm also going to talk a little bit about the shop at the very end. Let's start with the faux, and I just realized that they're over there. So I'm going to have to grab it. Just 1 second. Talk amongst yourselves. All right. I guess I'm still wearing my pajama bottoms. Don't judge. All right. I have two faux for you today. The first one, or to show you today, the first one is Rainbow Horse. This was the, there we go. This was the kit, which it was one of the China kits, and unfortunately it is a ripoff of a Disney, I think that was of a Disney piece of art called Spirit Horse, if I'm not mistaken. I finally finished. So the stitching on this has been completed for almost a year. But I just couldn't handle doing all of the backstitch. I finally just said, you know what, just suck it up and get it done, just so that I could have a WIP finished. And I do. So I washed it. One of these days I'll figure out how to hold something so it looks straight. Anyway, so I washed it and ironed it. All the grid lines are out. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it right now. I just have it in this pants thing with a couple of other finishes that I had there in previous years. So this kit was, I mean, I guess it just speaks to you get what you pay for. There are some things on here that are messed up. The printing on the canvas, on the Ada, was different than the actual pattern. So there's a couple of places in here where there are colors that shouldn't be there. For example, all this orange that you see here, none of that should be there. That should be one of the pale blues. But I couldn't be bothered to take it out because I actually don't think it looks that bad. I know it's orange, doesn't really belong on a horse, but honestly, I'm just lazy and I don't want to fix it. So that was one of my faux. I'll just hang this one here. Okay. And it had another finish, or a mini finish, I guess I could say. Let me just grab it over here. So this was Flowers of the Month. So these were all charted. So it's a free pattern from 2010. And if you put in Flowers of the Month Sal, it'll come up in Google. And I decided that I'm going to do all, so they're all individual patterns, which is why I'm calling it a mini faux. But I'm doing all 12 of them together. So I finished the second one, February. For the light, they're violets. It's beautiful. The light goes crazy the closer I get. So I think that's probably the best we're gonna get. So far, January and February. And sorry, I don't iron my pieces until after I wash them because I don't want any oils or dirt or anything like that to set in. So it's gonna be wrinkled. But anyway, so there's February. And I'm gonna try to keep up with my one per month. It doesn't take that long. It's about, this was 5,400 stitches. Oh, technically this was a start and a finish in October because I didn't start it until 5 days ago. And I finished it over the course of the week. So it's 5,400 stitches. For the violets, and plus the little backstitch letters that I do at the bottom. That doesn't come with it. I just did it on my own. But yeah, it's beautiful. I love it. I do wonder if it would benefit from some backstitching, but I'm not going to do that right now. You know how much I hate backstitching. And honestly, I don't know that it needs it. So I may wait until the very end when I'm finished, but I am going to try to keep going with the one per month. So this, if I do, then this will be finished by next September, end of next September, October maybe. All right. So that was my start and finish. Oh, hey, I guess, like Chris Crestitch said in one of his last videos, I have a full flush today because I have a start, I have a finish, I have a start and finish, and I have WIPS. Yeah. Anyway, so that was my finish and my start and finish. I had a new start. Besides the February Flowers of the Month. And this is, let me show you the picture. I bought this pattern quite some time ago, and I had it on my list to start. And it is Honeymoon Sunset, as you can see there, by the Cross Stitch Studio. It is gorgelicious. It is amazing. I started this and I couldn't put it down. And so, oh, this is very loose in the hoop too. I should take it out of this hoop. Anyway, this is how much I've got done. I have 3,280 stitches complete for 0.6%. And I wish I could bring it closer and have some light. I may have to try to adjust this. But the detail in this palm tree front is incredible. Absolutely incredible. It's just gorgeous. The colors are so vibrant. I could not stop. I couldn't stop stitching this. This is definitely one that is going to be one of my focuses for next year. Yeah. So 3,280, I'm at 0.6%. This is a large chart. It's 869 by 649, so it's quite large. But not too bad. As you can see, the fabric is wrangled up pretty good there. Right now I just have it in this hoop because I ran out of Q-snaps. I need to buy more. And I don't like hoops. They don't keep the tension tight enough for me. So that's quite annoying. All right, so that was my new start. And I think, you know, almost 3,300 stitches. That's pretty good for a new start in October. And let's see, my WIPS. Okay. The first one I'll show you, I have no idea how many stitches I've done because I'm doing it on paper. I don't know if I'm going to keep doing it on paper. I think so this is the pattern here. It is Fortune Teller by Luciana Lebel, and charted by Pain Free Crafts. It's 300 by 400, as you can see there. I'm doing it on paper, and so this is kind of how I'm doing it. I'm just highlighting as I go. I am working on it cross country. I think what I'm going to do, now that I have a new tablet and it's actually not deleting stuff on me, which was part of the problem and part of the impetus for doing this on paper. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish this page from the paper, and then once I have the page finished, then I'm going to put it in Markup RXP and continue with it on Markup RXP. But let me show you where I am. This is where I am here. Gorgeous colors, absolutely beautiful. And oh, I wish I could show you close up. I have to figure out my lighting. It's terrible in here. I do not have that much light. But yeah, I'm still enjoying this. The colors are just gorgeous. I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I've decided. I'm gonna. There's the chart again. I'm struggling a little bit because I'm struggling with the idea of putting it on Markup RXP just because I do like doing it on paper, actually. I like, number one, I don't have the reliance on the tablet, so if it, if the tablet dies, I can still work on it. It was part of my visual therapy, so the hunt and peck for all the colors. So that's good. Maybe I should continue doing that, but it is faster to do it on Markup RXP. Now that I have a new tablet that's actually reliable. my previous tablet was losing a lot of progress. So I have, what's one of the reasons I haven't gotten back to a couple of projects like Magic Study is because, and also Honeymoon Sunset, even though I really, really need to, is because my old tablet just lost like days worth of progress, and trying to go back and figure out, like, it just gives me a headache just to even think about it. But now I have a new one and it's reliable. I haven't had that issue, so I might do that. We'll see. I might do that. It reduces the number of things I have to bring with me, from paper to highlighters to pens and all that stuff. Anyways, okay. I've decided. Okay, next project is my Dragons of the Sabat. I think that's on this side. I put in quite a few stitches on this. I've put in over 10,000 stitches. I think close to 11,000 stitches on this, and I'm just going to open it up so that you guys can see. So that's the part that I already had done. I've been working here, so the last time I don't think I had, I'm not sure if I just reached the corner or if I hadn't gotten there yet, and I definitely, yeah, so like basically all of this section is done now, and maybe a little bit more at 11,000. So I'm working towards the corner here. Then I'll go back and finish the other corner, which has less left than what I have here in this corner. As you can see, I did have all of the circle done, but when I got up to the top, doing this backwards is hard. I was 3 stitches off, so I'm unpicking it as I go and then just redoing it as I go. So probably I'm ready to do that. Then I'll fill in all of this. All right. So that's my goal for this year. So by the end of December, I would like to have these both corners done to the edge of the circle. And then, yeah, I would like to have that done by the end of December. And then I will start on a dragon, I think. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start on a dragon, just for some variation, and I'll leave the black for those times when I just want fill in. I take this in the car, so we had a couple of long car rides of between 2 and 4 hours, 2 and 5 hours, and so I took it with me. This is great. Or sometimes in the evenings as well. And it's good for those times when I don't want to bother with the pattern or anything. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. It's my first coffee of the day. Very hot still. Oh, I lost one of these. Okay. Stick it on there. Okay, my next pattern I'd like to show you, or my next WIP I'd like to show you, is one you haven't seen in a little bit. It is Home Sweet Home. Let me grab the picture. I was talking about this one when I was mentioning my old. So there's Home Sweet Home. It is also by the Cross Stitch Studio. And this is my anniversary piece. I want to have this done by my 25th anniversary, ideally. I'm not putting too much pressure on myself, but that's kind of the goal, is to have it done by my 25th anniversary. Just, you know, I said to my husband, yeah, this is you and me when we're old, cuddled up in the couch. There's a dog and a cat. It needs a second cat in there, but that's okay. Anyway, so this is one I was mentioning when I was talking about my old tablet losing stuff. This is one, unfortunately, that did lose several days worth of progress. I did reach the other end here. Let me take this off. right? So there's the whole thing. I could just see. Can you see me? I can see you, just barely. Anyway, so I was doing this backwards is hard. I was weaving in all, or I was working in all of the floss left from the Royal Rose-ish method that I was doing. So I've completed most of this page, and I want to finish the page and then keep moving over. So I think that's what I'm going to do is so these ends over on this side are going to be waiting for a while, because I'm just going to work my way over from this side back to the beginning by page, doing it cross country. Oh, at the beginning of this year, I could have had this done by I think it was June of 2024, if I continued doing my 400 stitches a day. And I went a few months now with hardly touching it at all. So in October I put in 1,830 stitches. So I'm at 19.2%, or 64,261 stitches out of the total. But now it's telling me that it's going to be done sometime in 2025. So I think I'm still okay, but I need to pick this up. I need to pick this up and get moving on it, because I do want to have it finished by my anniversary in July. All right, my next one. Do I even have it here? Oh. It's not in this room. I'm not going to bring it. Sunset in Venice. I'll show you what it looks like. I've not been showing you what the projects look like before. It's okay, I guess. Sorry about that. Okay, this is Sunset in Venice. Sorry, it's such a small picture, but I think you get the gist. And the last time you saw it, I was working on the end. So this is the very right-hand side of the project. And I was working through all of the threads that were left over. So I have put in 1,700 stitches, and I'm gonna go get it. Okay, I got it. I was trying to do this so that I didn't have to edit, but I'm gonna have to, because I really wanted to show you this, because the change is dramatic. So again, that is what it looked like the last time you saw it. And this is what it looks like now. So I've completed, this was all confetti, and you can actually see things. So the windows with the shutters, there's more here, some more balcony railings, I think. I love this project. So this one I haven't been giving you any details. I'm so sorry. I forget how to do this. Oh well. I'll be more prepared next time. Sorry. This is being done on 25 count, 1/1 full cross. And I really like it. I had started, when I first started, I started doing 2/1 full cross, because that's what the Haid pattern said that the mock-up was done in. And that's what it told me to do. So I started doing that, but I quickly had to change because I couldn't get my needle through. I couldn't get my needle through the even weave. So I love it. I love this, how it looks. But there's not many that I'm doing 1/1, or I'm doing full cross. The flowers of the month I am doing full cross. That's 2/1 though. And I'll put that there. So that's a project that stays in the Q-snap all the time because I love just picking it up and working on it when I'm ready. Some of my projects I've taken out of the Q-snap because I needed the Q-snap for other projects, but I really love having them in Q-snaps ready to go, because for me that's the biggest thing is just getting started. And I find that I don't like, if I have to steal a Q-snap from something else, then I struggle, because then I'm like, oh, what if I want to work on that? And then I have to take it off all over again. Okay, it only takes a minute. But my brain does funny things like that. All right, so that was Sunset in Venice. I put 1,700 stitches in it. I'm at 51,997 stitches, and I'm at 17.2%. Okay, my next one is right here. It is the Royal Games. It's a Mirabilia. Do I have a picture? Maybe. I do have a picture. Okay, good. It's kind of a fuzzy picture, but you'll get the point. It's a card, playing card, with the Queen of Clubs and the Queen of Diamonds. And the last time you saw it, it looked something like this. So I had completed the Queen of Clubs, including the back stitching, and had started on the Queen of Diamonds up at the top. And what I've done since then, crinkle, crinkle. So the first thing I did, you may remember from the last time that I had done this backstitching line, I had done it one stitch too far in so that her cloak actually extended past out. So I redid that, took that out, redid it, and I have done quite a bit more on the Queen of Diamonds. This is another project that I need to bring in. So got some Kreinik in there. Let's have a look at her. Love her. Love these colors. I need to get started back up on her. I haven't worked on her in a while. And I only put in 2 days worth of work. Maybe. Or maybe just even one day. So not that much, not too much difference from the last time you saw her. I don't know. I'm doing it on paper, so I don't know how many stitches I did or what percentage I'm at or anything like that. But I do still love her, and I would like to finish her. All right, my next project I want to show you. Okay, this is a big frame. First, I'm going to take all right, let me see if I can adjust this. If that helps a little bit, maybe. Okay, next project I want to show you. Show you what it looks like first. So this is The Veil of Death by Chris Ortega, charted by Haid. I have not been telling you anything other than what the projects are called. I'm sorry. Sunset and Royal Games is a Mirabilia. I did say that. Sunset in Venice is by Dominic Davidson. It is a Haid. Home Sweet Home, I did tell you, is from Cross Stitch Studio. Dragons of the Sabat is a pain-free crafts chart. And so is Fortune Teller. Okay, so Veil of Death. I didn't put it, I only put 1 day worth of work in this. Okay. I put in 1,056 stitches. So basically, I'm not going to show you a before picture, but just all of this black in here, I put in, and I put in some of the stuff here. These are all, pardon the ends, I have to cut them off when I get close to it. Yeah, I love working on this project. I don't know why I haven't brought it out more often. I think, pardon me, I think it is because, sorry, it just took me a while to wedge it in where it's supposed to be. I think it's just because I have so many projects I love. But I do love it. It stays on that scroll frame and on the K's lap stand, the large lap stand, for all the time. And I need to pull it out more. I'm not sure why I didn't. I think just because I got to, in the past 3 weeks, about 5 days was 3, 4, 5 days was on Flowers of the Month and Sunset in Venice, and my next project, which I put in 5,257 stitches into, because again, I couldn't stop working on it. And it is Scaredy Cats. It's another Haid, Heaven and Earth Designs, artwork by Jeff Haney, as you can see there. And I love this project so much. I took it out of the Q-Snap so I could show you. Better. Oh, the last time you saw it, it looked like that. Basically 1 page complete. And now it looks like this. My hands do not work well when I need to do things in reverse. Part of that is my vision thing. But anyway, hopefully I'm not making you all dizzy. Come on. There we go. So page 1, I think, was about there. No, part of the eye. So till about here, 90 stitches. And I've almost completed the second page. So I'm super excited about that. This is how wide it is, so it's not, it's not too big. It's not too big, but I do love it. It's easy stitching, and when I'm working on my cross stitch games, that was part of the reason why I got so much in this, is that this is a really good balance of confetti and bulk stitching. All of this is bulk stitching. There's a really good balance between them. The eyes had The eyes were ridiculous in terms of confetti. Oh my gosh. I don't know how many colors are in that little eye, but it seems like there's 100. So that was annoying to do because you're only doing 1-2 stitches and then changing threads because it's nowhere else in the pattern. But really, the bulk of it is a good mix. So there's Scaredy Cats. Love it. Put that over here. Okay. The next one I did not put a ton of work into, but I'll show you anyways because progress is progress, right? So this is the Coliseum. This is by Cross Stitch Collectibles. I do not know who the artist is because it doesn't say in the pattern or on the listing. Obviously the Coliseum in Rome. The last time you saw it, it looked like this. So some sky and the top of the Coliseum there. And now it looks like this. So I only put in 641 stitches, so now I'm at 5.3%, mostly in here and some in here. This is being done on 22 count, 2/1 half stitch. Most of them are. So my Scaredy Cats actually didn't tell you either. Scaredy Cats is also being done on 22 count, 2/1 half stitch. Same as this. This is even weave that I tea-dyed myself because I wasn't sure. One, I didn't want, because of how this is, and it's such a, like, it's an old looking picture, right? I didn't want stark white to come out behind it. And two, I didn't know at the time, you know, what one did when framed, whether we show some of the fabric or whether we frame it right up to the stitching. And I didn't want that. Again, I didn't want that to be stark white, so I wanted to give myself the option, and so that's what I did. It's also easier to see, in my opinion, sometimes when it's not stark white. But there is the Coliseum, and that is all of my knitting. No, it isn't. Sorry. We're not talking knitting. We're talking stitching. That is not it. I have one more new start, which I forgot about because I started today. It's sitting right in front of me. Let me show you the picture. Actually, here, I'll show you here. So this is a pattern that I purchased from Kaylee 10 Stitch. Come on. And it is called Zeuss's Wrath. Isn't that gorgeous? I think it's gorgeous. So Zeuss's Wrath, and it's interesting because you can see from the picture it's kind of a not sepia, grayscale, I guess, kind of picture. But the interesting thing is that the first two colors are green and blue. So I just got to start on it. I've got 122 stitches in there. Finished all the green. I finished my thread of green, and now I'm going to go back and start with the thread of blue. This is being done on 27 count. 27 count even weave that I got from China. I'm not sure if it might be Ada. Might be Ada. I think so, actually, because it's a little bit stiff. Yeah, it's a little stiff, so I think it's Ada. Anyway, so that's my new start. Another new start. Which brings me into my plans a little bit. I'm not sure that I'm ready. I haven't fully fleshed out or fully thought about my stitching plans for 2024 yet. But in terms of the plans for this year, sorry, my throat is dry. Okay, in terms of my plans for this year, I had a plan. If you've watched my previous videos, you'll know that I had this plan to start a new project every 2 weeks because there was this list of projects that I absolutely wanted to start. And so twice a month I was going to start one of them. And I had them planned out actually for the specific dates in my diary. Which is a one piece. And it's October 1st. I was supposed to start Moon Goddess, which I did not. And I'm reevaluating that one actually for now. Okay, and October 16th, I was supposed to start Mona Lisa, and I did not start that. That might be another reevaluation. And November 1st, today, I was supposed to start Ex Machina. Okay, obviously, and that hasn't happened either. And that is because I have been sort of reevaluating, reprioritizing the charts that I want to do. I mentioned the last time that I have these, pardon the reach over here, but here. So I have a magnet board behind you, and I have these magnet whiteboard things as well that I put every single one of my WIPS is on here, and then when I work on them, I put the total stitch count to that date, what the total stitch count in the project is, and then my percentage as to where I am. And I have them in different columns. So I have a column, actually 3 columns for all my WIPs, and I have a column for printed charts. I just keep those, the China kits, like the non-counted cross stitch. And then I have a column that has all the charts that I want to start. And those are the ones I want to get done. So some of the ones I mentioned, actually all the ones I mentioned are listed on there. For example, I haven't started this one yet. This is Mountain Cabin by Dominic Davidson. It's also a Hade. Pardon my reach, I'm getting really close there. So I have all of those. There's, I don't know, about 10. And I do want to do those. Now, what I've decided is, because I've fallen behind on the one every 2 weeks, partly was because I was undecided about which one I actually wanted to start at the time, and then partly because I was waiting for some fabric. So, but anyways, I've gotten behind on there. I still have about 12. There's not that many weeks left between now and the end of the year. And when I think about my plans for next year, what I'm thinking of is that I want to do ideally a no start 2024. We'll see. we'll see if I make it. No promises. My goals are all fake goals, fake plans. Okay, so fair warning. Because if I find something that I absolutely have to start, then I'll probably fall and start it. But I'm gonna try not to. I'm gonna try to just keep a list and put that on for the following year, maybe. So what I want to do is I would like to start a bunch of projects. I'm not sure that I want to start all of the ones that are on my list. Here's why. Two of the projects that are on my list, one is Ex Machina, which is by Chris Ortega, and it's a Hade. The other one is Miss Forever, which is also a Hade, and I think it's Chris Ortega as well. I'm not 100% sure. Um, and I have Veil of Death, which is by Chris Ortega. And I think I would like to not start the other one until I've got 25% complete on Veil of Death by the same artist. I don't know that that's going to work for all of them because, for example, Sunset in Venice, which is one of my WIPs, is by Dominic Davidson. And Mountain Cabin is going to be, well, it was supposed to be a new year, new start with Jen the Caffeinated Crafter. But I may start that on New Year's Eve because I would like to start the new year without a new start. And I'm thinking about what groups to join and whatnot. So there may be a no new start group in there that I'm thinking about. So, so that doesn't exactly equate with in terms of the artist, but I think that's what I'm going to do because it's kind of in the same vein, I guess. Ex Machina, kind of the same art style, whereas Mountain Cabin and Sunset in Venice are completely different paintings, different art style. I don't know anything about art, guys. So, but anyways, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Like I said, I haven't fleshed it out yet. Maybe when I do my WIP parade in December, I'll do it towards the end of December. I'll do a WIP parade, and I think what I'll do is I'll do some sort of goal for each of my projects. For example, the flowers of the month. I want to do one per month. I would like to start keeping up with that. But for all the other ones, I'm not sure. I think I just want to put a generic goal in terms of how much I would like to get complete per year. So I want to think about those things that I want to finish next year, ideally, and get those done. And maybe a percentage of my other ones. So I will have a bunch of new starts. I have another one planned already, which I prepped, I should say, because I also have the threads already pulled for it. And I have the fabric prepped, and this one is Moto Santa. So I'm going to be starting that one. I'm not sure if that's going to get started today or another day, but I'm going to show you what that one looks like. I charted that one myself. Now, you can get the chart also on Facebook. It's is it Creative Commons? Like, it's kind of a royalty-free artwork. And I charted it myself, but you can get it on Facebook as well. There it is there. So I'm not a big Christmas stitcher, but this is very cool, and it's not necessarily during Christmas, right? So that's ready to start, and I want to start working on getting my other starts going. I've been babbling. I'm really sorry. I have a migraine today and my brain is not fully working. But yeah, I'll show you the other starts when I get them done, probably in my next video, which will be in a couple of weeks. Something I'm curious about for you guys. Do you guys make official plans for each year? I would love to know. Let me know in the comment box below. But there's also one more thing that I would like to know, is I've been looking at different needles, cross-stitch needles, over the last little while. So this one, let's see here. That shows, not really going to be able to see. The eye was painted all black. So this is a pony needle. Yeah, and it's mostly, the black has mostly come off. They have different colors for the different size needles. I really like them because the eye is quite large and it's easy to see. But the problem I have is that it tarnishes. The needle tarnishes after you use it for a while. And then you start hearing squeaky sounds going through the fabric, which I don't like. But those were ones I've been using. And then I've tried the bohin needle. So, and James something or other. James. Yeah, so these are the pony needles that I've been using. And I don't have them in here. There's another set of needles called James something, which I can't think of right now. And the problem I have with those is that they're very, very thin, so I don't get the squeaking, but they keep snapping at the eye. So I don't like that. Then I tried DMC needles. So regular DMC needles I did not like. I kept stabbing myself with them. They're very sharp. So I wasn't using those. But then I found these, which are DMC. So ignore this one. This is a pony needle. I got DMC needles in size 26, which are gold plated. I actually quite like those. I'm not getting the squeak and I'm not stabbing myself as much with those. So I quite like those ones. And then I saw these and thought I would give these a try as well. And these are the Peacemakers. The Peacemakers are interesting. I wish the eye was bigger. That's one thing, because I do have a little bit of trouble threading the needle. But I like that the top where the eye is not super sharp, unlike some of them. So it doesn't feel like it's as sharp as the tip, the other end of the needle. They're very, they're quite thick, and they are not as sharp, so I don't stab myself, which is good, but they feel more sturdy, and I do like that. I do like that. Sometimes they feel like sometimes I wish that they did bend just a little bit. They were a little bit more flexible, I guess, but they haven't broken yet. I mean, well, both of these types of needles I've just started using, so I don't have a full review yet. The one thing that I've noticed on the needle that I have used, the Peacemaker, is that I think the eye has a little burr in it because I keep getting like bits of fuzz that cling to it, which I don't like because that prevents me from threading the needle properly, and it's hard to get those out. But what kind of needles do you guys use? I would really love to hear what your favorites are. Please leave me a comment in the description below. I would really love to hear because I'm just yeah, I'm struggling a little bit with the different kinds. I'm not sure. I haven't found one yet that's like, okay, this is my needle. Anyway, so I would love to hear. Please let me know. I'm going to try to insert just before we leave stitching altogether. Wanted to talk about my shop a little bit, my Gumroad shop. Check it out. It's Jade. It's called Jade Indigo. This is my name. And if you haven't checked it out yet, please do. If you love full coverage stitching, check it out. Let me know what you think of the artwork. For the most part, it is royalty-free artwork. There's a couple of artists that have given me permission to do their charts, so I have a couple of those as well. And most of the charts now are fine artwork pieces. There's a couple of anime pieces, and there are I can't think of the word now, but anyways, the fine art pieces are really, I really love them. Anyways, I've uploaded a few new charts since the last time I saw you. I'll put a video in here. Or some photos in here. Please check it out. Thank you to those who have supported my shop or by purchasing one or more patterns. I really appreciate it. They are all Pattern Keeper compatible. The first few that I put in, I'm not 100% sure. I know that they're compatible with Markup RXP, but I don't have Pattern Keeper. The first few I put in, I had done using some freely available charting software, but now I am using MaxStitch, which is WinStitch for Macs, and they are fully Pattern Keeper compatible. And I'm having a lot of fun doing those. Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. It's been an interesting journey. I've been learning a lot about pixels and dithering and all these things to make the charts better. And so I appreciate everyone who has supported me and who at least checks them out. So I'll put some photos in here. And that's it for the cross stitching content. If that's all you're here for, thank you so much, and I'll see you the next time. Actually, I do want to thank, one last thing is I do want to thank Kelly from Kel Stitches. She gave me a shout out on her channel. Kel Stitches is awesome. Please do check her out. I watch for her videos to come out. She has a lot of full coverage. I think mostly full coverage. I'm not sure that I've seen her do anything other than full coverage now that I think about it. But a lot of, she does Stitch With Me videos as well. And she has a lot of indigenous artwork, which I really quite enjoy. So please do check her out. She finishes some of her projects the way that I think I'm going to be finishing mine, which is by doing sort of fabric tapestry that you can hang on rods. I think that's what I'm going to do with some of my larger pieces as well, but we'll see. Anyway, thank you so much for that. Okay, so knitting and crochet. I'd like to show you a couple of things I've been working on if you're interested, and spinning as well. So let's start with crochet. I showed you this, I think, in my last video. And at the time, it was just a big rectangle. A big rectangle. So that rectangle has now been joined. And this is now a cardigan. So it's not finished yet. I'm still working on, it's okay. So this is kind of what it looks like. So you join two of the corners on each end. This forms the arms. This is the armhole. Same thing on this side. Right. This is the top of the cardigan. And I'm working on the what do you call it? The collar, which goes all the way around. And I'm doing it in a different color. So this is the main. There's a merino acrylic yarn, which is stripy. And I'm doing it in, I'm doing the collar in same yarn, different colorway, and this is all grays and blacks. Grays and charcoals. So that it looks similar, but it's different. And on the, come on, armhole. So what I showed you was the inside. It would probably be good if I showed you the outside, so you can't tell. You know, you don't see that big, unlike on the inside. You see the big seam. You see a little bit because it was the gray, but that's okay. And I did just a little edging around the armholes with that black and gray yarn. Anyway, I'll show you that when it's complete. And something else I'm working on is a blanket for my son. I crocheted one for my daughter. I have to move back in a different pattern. And now I'm doing one for my son. And this was, I don't know how to start. So I'm doing a corner to corner blanket. So started here, increased, 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 started decreasing. So that's, yeah, so that's the width of it. It fits a twin size bed completely, or even it covers the top of a double bed. And this is where I start decreasing. I screwed up just a little bit here, but that's okay. The other side is exactly the same, right? That was my kitty cat. Anyway, so this is the smoke. I don't know what's going on. He's so there's essentially a big toy box there that has all my WIPS in it, and he has buried himself in there, and he's making funny sounds. He's been sleeping in there for the past hour. Okay, and I do have some knitting, but I didn't bring it, so that's the knitting and crocheting content. And I'm doing some spinning. So this is art yarn. As you can see, it's not all the same thickness. You can even see there. So it's art yarn. It's intended to do that. I'm going to do something decorative with it. And the fiber is from Australia. Australia or New Zealand? I think it's Australia. It's by Ixchel Fibers. Ixchel Fibers. And it's called the Wishy Cloud. And the colorway is called Parcel Tongue. It has a whole bunch of things in it. It has Angora, it has Merino, Blueface Luster, Cashmere, Tencel, Silk, Glitz, Angelina, Wool Neps, Navajo, Churro, Alpaca, Yak, Kid Mohair, and Mink. And it is divine. Like, look at this. How beautiful that is. Oh, that was some sparkly stuff. Anyway, I have a couple of these from when I had gone on my spree. And this is what I've got so far. I was there. Anyways, I'm having fun. This is going to be art. I have a specific project in mind for that I needed some art yarn for, and that's what that's going to be. That's what that's going to be used for. It's fun. I have a spinning wheel, 2 spinning wheels, one electric, one manual, and I have quite a lot of spinning fiber. I have made a lot of yarn over the years, and I do have fun. I do that mostly in the winter time, though, not so much the summer, because when your hands sweat, it's not easy to spin because it all sticks to you. So I work on that mostly in the winter time, but I'm having fun with it. So that's the knitting and crochet content. I didn't bring my knitting here. I'm not going to bother go get it. So that's that in terms of real life. If you're not interested in it, again, I'll see you. Thank you for staying this long, and I'll see you in the next one. Just a really quick real life update. Like I said, I had my mom here for a few weeks, and that was fun. My kids really enjoyed it, especially because she makes them their favorite dishes, which they go crazy for. But she's gone now. I had in terms of trying to get back to work. So if you've seen my last video, or if you haven't seen my last video, you'll know that I have been off work for 2.5 years because of chronic migraines and some other issues that I was having. And I'm trying to get back to work now. I had a functional assessment that they required I complete, so I had that done. Report's done. Report is into my doctor to just affirm, I guess, and to confirm the accommodations that may be required. And then that'll go to my work, and we'll start. We'll talk then. So, assuming that those accommodations are things that they can, in fact, agree to, which I believe they are, then I may be able to get back to work for December. That would be great. Just get started before the end of the year. That would be awesome. I won't be starting full-time right away. I'm going to be doing a graduated, most likely I'll be doing a graduated return to work, which is fine. I mean, I haven't had to use my brain to that extent for 2.5 years, so it'll be an interesting situation. But anyway, yeah, really that's it. I've been thinking about plans for next year. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure exactly what I want to do, but I do want to start concentrating more on the projects that I have. No, I'm talking cross stitch again. Uh, um, and I'm trying not to get too ahead of myself. I have projects, like I said, that I've had listed for a while, of things that I absolutely want to do because I love them. Things always come up that have been thinking about for a while, or things that I'm debating whether I want to add to my list or not. A couple of projects. One is the Hawkrun Hollow series. I've loved those from the beginning. And I was thinking lately about which ones I would do if I were to start one, and I couldn't decide between the Halloween one and the year at Hawkrun Hollow. Probably that one is the one that I would start with if I were to start one. Um, I don't know. I just can't decide. And honestly, it stresses me out a little bit to have to think about the fabric to use and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, I don't know. And then the other one I was also thinking about is the new one by Modern Folk Embroidery. This one may shock you. The 2024 Sal by Modern Folk Embroidery, which is called, I think it's Tempus Fugit, or Time Flies. Uh, that might surprise you because I'm not a sampler person, but I really like the look of it. I don't know. I can't decide. I just can't decide. And I have so many projects that I love that I want to get to, and I would like to get some finished. Um, I have, by the way, so I showed you the magnets, the whiteboard magnets that I have all my projects listed on. And I said the last time, so I have a total of 50 of those magnets, right? Yeah, 50 of those magnets. Right now I have 42 WIPs. And so I have 8. Wait a minute. Do I have 42 WIPs? Because some of those... I'm not sure. Anyways, you'll see on my WIP parade how many I have. However many I have. I have my WIPs listed, and then I also have all the ones that I want to start listed. But then I have 3, 6, 8. I have 8 white magnet stickers that I don't have anything written on yet. And so I'm allowing, I feel comfortable with the number of WIPs that I've got on the board, and including the ones I want to start. I feel comfortable with that number. I don't want to go over the number of white magnet things that I have. So I could always start up to 8 more in addition to the, I don't know, 10 or whatever that I have that I'm going to start between now and the end of the year. But I don't want to go more than that. I think that's a good plan. That'll keep me in check. At the most, I could have 50 or 60 WIPs, which is a lot. It's a lot, I'm not gonna lie, but that's okay. The whole point is to have fun and enjoy the process, and that's what I'm doing. So, anyways, I have babbled on for more than an hour now, which always surprises me. But anyways, I'm gonna let you go. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much. If you've stuck to the end, thank you so much. God bless you. I don't know how I talk this long, but by myself. But thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next couple. Hopefully in the next video I will be more awake and more up to speed with things, and I'll actually give you all the info at the time that the info is required and not like 5 minutes later, like I did in this one. Anyways, thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video in 2 weeks. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Happy stitching!